We are back. I apologize, everybody. We had a little bit of a technical issue with the sound audio. As we get started here with qualifying, we are riding with MRC Loki as he's starting his fast lap here at France with 15 minutes and 30 seconds to play. See what he's able to do here around France in the Alfa Romeo. Be definitely interesting to see how the standings play out. He's only 1 point behind Mitch, sitting second with 112. Bringing up the track map for everybody. Looks like he invalidated his lap on the mini map. Are you all good, Mr. Toxin? That's in the booth with us.
I'm sorry? I was checking sound quality.
Alright. Let's see what we've got here. Loki, he's aborting his lap. We've got Like Me or Not. He's on his out lap if they come through. ER10 is starting his fast lap. Looks like he went purple with provisional pole. He's going around here, starting sector 2 down this back straight. Jump down the grid, see where everybody is at. Slingshot just starting sector 2 as well. Marlon Conga, he's coming around here after Parabolica. And the sector 3, we'll see where the time he slots in. He's on the hard compound tires. A little bit of a different strategy that we have for a lot of these drivers. Be very curious to see if it's a rain or if it's a try. Marlon Conga sits a 133.2 on the hard compound tires.
That'll be the time to go after right here in qualifying. However, one thing I'm noticing, Exia, is a lot of drivers already different tires. So, looking forward to seeing all the different strategies that go into the race here.
That is very true. I just got word from Run the Jewels 24, the Renault driver who is out on hard compound tires, that it is dry everything for this race. So, see ER10 coming around onto the main straight. Where is he going to slot in with the medium? Slingshot goes with a 134.3. ER10 goes 154.5. So he may have had a little bit of an issue on that lap. Butters sets a new provisional pole on the soft tires to a 132.6. Now, as a driver, Toxin, and France is one of those tracks, and I'm sure you can agree with me, where there's a lot of, you can mess up on a corner, you know what I mean, and lose so much time. I mean, what's your strategy when you go and seeing that everything is dry completely?
Oh yeah, man, it definitely changes up your aspect on like how you're gonna do your strategy for the entire race. Like, for example, tier 2, we had a full wet race going in, and everybody went on the softs. But here, like being all dry, and the tire compounds being so much different on pace at this track, just like you're bound to see so many different strategies. Could be a 2-stop, could be a 1-stop, and it's very hard to do the 1-stop here off the softs. But as you see, already Butters here with on the stops. If he may be going for the 1-stop, he could be going for the 2-stop as well. So just like every time you go into a track like this with the crazy difference in pace and high tire wear, it's just your mind's going crazy until literally the checker flag. So
100% completely agree. As Loki goes right behind his teammate, only about a 10th back from him with a 132.7, as Mitch sets the new provisional pole with a 132.5 on hard compound tires. We'll jump down. We got Hockey Hess. He's sitting 12th. He's on the hard compound tires. Definitely be interesting to see where he slots his Ferrari up with his teammate who's sitting 5th. He is on the medium. Wrathful, the only Racing Point driver that we have here, he slots up to 5th with a 134.0. We do know with, the Tier 2 race that had just happened on Saturday, followed with the Tier 1, Tier 2, with the rain race, Tier 1, pretty much the dry. A lot of the strategies we saw was medium to hards. Like you said, with the mixed strategy with a lot of these drivers that are going to soft. And a lot of things, and I'm sure you can agree that's going to play out, is you know, the teammates. How are these teammates going to play out? Right now, we have both Alfa Romeos sitting right up there up front. You know, what could maybe mess them up on their strategy is if Butters does a two-stop and then switches over, and then somehow, let's say his second stop kind of messes up Loki, you know, further down in the race, is that Hockey has just jumped up to fifth. You know, I mean, what kind of, you know, strategy are you thinking when you're looking at a lot of these guys go around, where you've seen all these different drivers? You know, you have a few that are going on softs, a few that are on more on hards than mediums. I mean, what are you looking at as a driver when you're looking at this?
Yeah, you know, like as you said, like yeah, team strategy definitely comes into it. And as you're saying, yeah, like if Loki sticks to the hards there, I mean, it looks like he's just going on to the mediums now if he's pulling out of the pits here. But if he does stick on those hards, yeah, I mean, if Butters goes for the two-stop, it could really jeopardize both people's race. So, you know, as long as they're having good team conversation, maybe he was just setting a banker on the hards, and he might do a better lap on the mediums. But yeah, always you just gotta think team strategy on top of your own strategy, and hope that it pans out for the both of you, more than just yourself. So, especially with the constructors, you know, you gotta try your best, no matter if the gap's too big or too small. Like you just gotta go for it every time. So
Agreed, 100%. Now, as we look at the standings here, we have Mitch with 113 points. He's leading the championship series right now, with Loki sitting second, 1 point back. And we got Mitch on provisional pole. Loki sitting third right now. He still hasn't, you know, he's still just coming out on his medium compound tires. We have SF1 Rhodes with 96 points. He's sitting 13th here. We're gonna ride with him on his fast lap on the hard compound tires. We'll see where he's sitting. Right now, doesn't look like he's going faster on the hard compound tires. It doesn't look like it's popping up purple here on the mini map as we watch him go around the track. See, we have a yellow sector 3. Looks like it's possibly the Alpha's moving out of the way for the McLaren.
Rock Lobster jumps into P6 on the hards, 34 flat as well.
Nice for him. Let's see, go through. Here comes Rhodes. John Meck sets a new provisional pole with a 132.4 on those soft compound tires with 2 laps on them. Rhodes slots up to 7th on the hard compound tires. So right now we have soft, medium, medium, hards, and then mediums all the way down the grid. Like Me or Not is the only driver that is on the grid that has yet to set a time. Canada King sets a 136.9 on his hard compound tires back in 13th. Loki is still on his outlap. Butters is on a fat. He's 3/10 up on his time on those soft compound tires. Marlon Tonga sets provisional pole. Yeah, with those mediums with the 131.9. See if Butters has what it takes on his second sector to see if he is 4/10 faster now through Sector 2. The yellow Sector 1 looks like Marlon Conga moving out of the way for Loki on those medium tires towards the end of Sector 1 and the start of Sector 2. A lot of drivers using hot lap as they go around the track. Definitely chewing up a lot of their ERS as they go around.
And Butters coming through the final turn. Not sure if he's up on his time, but definitely on another flyer here.
Let's see what he does. BRL Henchman has joined in with us. It's awesome to see that he is here. Butters goes faster to a 132 flat, reeling in Marlon Conga on those mediums the best that he can. Looks like Loki, we jumped over with him. The mini-map is ready, possibly invalidated his lap. Maybe he's going to try to go for another banker. As we go through, Wrathful slides up a little bit more on those 5-lap old hard compound tires with a 133.7. So right now the fastest driver on hard compound tires is SF1 Rhodes with a 133.6. Loki dives back into the pits. Wrathful's 2/10 slower. on those hard compound tires. He may be needing to dive back into the pits and maybe try a different tire strategy, or he may go off strategy and start on the hard compound tires. ER10 Motorsports, he's coming out on his out lap on soft compound tires. Maybe he's able to reel in and kind of move up the grid. He's sitting 10th. See, like me or not, still in the pits. Butters is still on his out lap. Fast lap. Let's see.
Glad you mentioned like me or not there, but these last 5 minutes coming here, I'm very intrigued to see exactly what his thought process is. He might be coming out of the pits here to go for a lap, or he could honestly just wait it out and he could start at the back of the grid and just kind of work with what everybody else qualified on and go for the best strategy from there.
Very, very, very true. As we just watched ER10 lock it up coming towards the end of Sector 1. Kind of messed up his lap with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play. He may have enough time to run back into the pits, and as we are yellow sector, and looks like Canada King is moving out of the way for ER10. Thank you, sir. There's possibly enough time for him to dive back into the pits, switch out his tires, and as he is aborting his lap on those soft compound tires, because with this track you don't want to be on a more worn soft compound tire due to the high tire deg that there is around this track. You don't really think of it as a high deg track due to the fact that it's got a lot of straightaways, but with the heavy braking and a lot of load on the tires, it does wear out your tires a lot. As we do have, like me or not, he is out on an out lap. Canada King is out on an out lap. Run the Jules, who's sitting 12th, he is out on an out lap. Looks like a lot of these drivers that are on hards are now switching over and jumping out on medium compound tires. So we got Butters is out on an out lap. John Wick is out on an out lap. Slingshot has retired in the 11th. Canada King is coming around here. See what he's capable of doing. He's on his fast lap. Turn 3, 4. I have to say, I really like the French Grand Prix, this track, because they have a lot of signs that tell you what the turns are, and it helps the announcer out as he comes through. Canada King, I believe he was on a fast lap, but is stating that he's on an out lap. We'll jump over with like me or not on the medium compound. Let's 2. We've got John Wick. He's going to be starting his fast lap. Sees the lone McLaren out there. Marlon Conga is still sitting in the pits. He hasn't done anything. Jules should be starting his fast lap here shortly. Where is Like Me or Not going to sit with these medium compound tires? That's the question.
What I'm seeing from the splits, I feel like this is going to be about a mid 32, maybe a high 32, but also noticing he's stuck in a hot lap, like you were saying earlier, for the whole lap, and you can get so much more out of the car on the straights with overtake, and honestly, you can get some better turns in high. So maybe he's got just a different feel for the car in hot lap. But
very true, very true. As we have a yellow sector 1, a lot of these other drivers coming out of the pits. He slots in with a 133.8 on the 1 lap of medium compound tires with 1 minute and 54 seconds to play. Let's jump over with Butters. He's on the soft compound. Marlon Conga switched over to the soft, still sitting in the pits with a 131.9. A lot of yellow sectors, a lot of drivers moving out of the way for the guys that are already on the fast laps as they go through. Methods has joined in, the other Toro Rosso driver.
just in time.
Butters bails out on that lap. Looks like he's possibly going to wait for the next lap to go. We'll jump down with Jules. Where's he at? He should be coming across the line here shortly, trying to beat out his 134.8. See what he can do. He moves up to 6th with a 133.3. 33.333. Definitely should go do that again. As we go through, who do we have? Looks like Rock Lobster. He's coming through. Loki is out on his outlap. We have Wrathful. See what he does. He's on a fast lap as the times are starting to pile in here. He's coming down the main straight. He slots up to a 132.8 to 6th place. ER10, he's now on his fast lap. We've got 22 seconds to play. SF1 Road slides up to 5th with a 132.7, just behind his teammate with a 132.5. Mitch just got it across the line to start his fast lap. Will he be able to improve and move up? See as we go through here. Hockey has managed to make it through. Rock Lobster sits 11th right now provisionally until we see what ER10 can do.
Got John Wick coming up to the line now. The first finisher of the real laps here at the end of qualifying. See what he can do. Fortunately, not able to improve. Holds P3.
Yep, with a 132.4. See where we have everybody. Looks like we got Loki.
Butters is the next one to come through.
See what he does when he comes through the yellow sector 3. Ooh, gets a little squirrely onto the main straight. And he crosses the line. He does not improve, so he's going to sit second. Marlon Kanga is still out on his fast lap. He's on those soft
Mitch as well. Mitch is 310 sub coming into the final 2 turns here.
Looks like we'll have the Ferraris right after him.
And he abandons.
Oh, he probably wants to stay on those media. Looks like he's possibly wanting to stay on the hards. SF1 Roads abandoning. Hockey has slots up to 6. ER10 dives into the pits.
SF1 Roads pulls off as well.
Looks like everybody didn't want to mess
And
up
that should be it for qualifying.
Yeah, Marlon Kanga takes pole position with a 131.9 ahead of PPR Butters with a 132 flat. John Wick on a 132.4.
Yeah, I really like the decision from Mitch there at the end of qualifying. Decides to stay on the hard strategy. I totally agree. The hard to the medium is probably the best way to go, and having such a good starting position and being 4th, definitely got to look out for this race.
Of course. You know, and I'm sure he just realized towards the last minute, you know, hey, look, I got my teammate right behind me. He's on medium compound tires. You know, let's try not to ruin the strategy and get slotted up together. As the AI for the computer does not drive respectfully and decides to hit the Red Bull, that's okay. As we have Marlon Kanga, he takes pole position with PPR Butters in 2nd, John Wick 3rd, Mitch 4th, SF1 Roads 5th, Hockey has 6th, Loki 7th, Wrathful 8th, Run the Jewels 9th, Like Me or Not 10th, Rock Lobster 11th, ER10 12th, Slingshot 13th, Canada King 14th, as we have also BRL Henchman and Methods coming in here shortly. A lot of medium compound tires, 3 guys on hards, but we have 2nd and 3rd both starting on the soft compound tires as we get here. We get ready to start the French Grand Prix for the BRL Series Tier 3. Welcome to the 6 viewers. Thank you for watching. If you're liking what you're watching, please check out our other content on Friday nights. We have Formula 2 Saturday nights. We both have Tier 2 and Tier 1, some of the fastest drivers in the U.S. battling it out. Please check that out. Please click the follow, subscribe if you like what you're watching. Now, coming into the start of the Grand Prix, Toxin, you know, you're a driver just like these guys here for Tier 2. I mean, what's going on in your head? I mean, it's a dry race, dry qualifying. I mean, what are you looking at? To do primarily? Are you just trying to factor in like, okay, everybody's got all these different strategies. What are you looking at?
Oh yeah, like you said, yeah, definitely looking at the different strategies, thinking like, okay, what's the best time to capitalize? Could I possibly undercut, overcut already? You're thinking about that really right off the bat. But the other thing you're definitely thinking of, especially at a track like this, is let's just take it nice and smooth, but still go hard in turn one. Could get very crazy here in turn one, and just try to get a good start. Like the start is always very important. If you can get a good start here, especially if you're even if you're in the back, if you can just like take a couple people going into turn one and keep it clean, you can really make up so much ground early on, and you just gotta be confident with it, man. Um, but yeah, definitely just gotta think about pretty much everything possible.
Completely agree with you. Let's see what we've got here. See the tires. So we have Marlon Conga will start on the mediums. He did abandon it right at the end of qualifying, so he didn't have to start on the soft compound tires, which is very smart. Based on everybody else's strategy, he's rolling the field out here on the formation lap. We have PPR Butters here in second, and that Alfa Romeo out qualifying his teammate who's second in the championship. MRC Loki, who's sitting all the way back in 7th place. Rex John Wick and that McLaren, the lone McLaren, as they get started here. Mitch and Rhodes, the Red Bull duo that have shown a lot of dominance in the championship series. They're actually, for the constructors, 97 points ahead of Alfa Romeo. They're looking very strong, one on hard compound tires, one on medium. This may be very good and play to their strategy, or it could hurt them, at the start of the race. Those hard compound tires are definitely going to be an issue to try to warm up. They're going to have to try to avoid each other and not hit each other at the start of the race, especially with all the battles that are going to be, a lot of the drivers that are behind them that are on medium compound tires that are going to want to get past them. As we drop down here, the Ferrari of hockey has shown pace over his teammate BR10 Motorsports, starting 6th. Loki, second. The second place championship driver, Loki, he's sitting 7th here at the start of the French Grand Prix. Wrathful slots his car up to 8th, Run the Jewels. The other Renault starting 9th on medium compound tires. And we have, like me or not, in the Toro Rosso, he is starting 10th. We have Methods, he jumped in. He's supposed to be Toro Rosso, but the game put him in a racing point. And BRL Henchman, he is starting 16th. We get ready to start the French Grand Prix.
Now, right before this race starts, I do want to ask one thing for you. As Mitch is my driver to watch here, well, what are your thoughts?
It's definitely going to be a tough battle as we get started here for this race. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 lights lit. Mike Muirnot gets a jump start. John Wickmack slow off the start. Hockey Hess making it around him. Butters getting a nice run on Marlon Conga as they come up to turn 1. As they go around, Butters now slots into first. Marlon Conga second. Mitch third. Hockey Hess fourth. Rhodes makes a move up as Wrathful drops down to 6th. Both Red Bull drivers definitely pulling as much of a lead as they possibly can on the other drivers. John Wick drops from 3rd all the way down to 7th with that slow beginning start. Mike Muirnot's going to have to deal with a drive-through. Canyon King drops all the way down to 16th place at the start of the race. It's going to slot everybody up right behind Mike Muirnot. Butters now 1/10 back behind Marlon Conga. Marlon Conga is looking on the outside as they come up to the bus stop chicane. Butters goes defensive, kind of tries to squeeze him out, but Marlon Conga takes the fight back. Here comes Butter. He's taking the fight back on those soft compound tires. To Marlon Conga, 1/10 back. Mitch sitting out there on hard compound tires, 3/10 back. Looking at possibly making something happen. Butters falls back to Marlon Conga as they come up to the fast right-hand corner. Down on the inside, Marlon Conga goes with everybody in tow. Marlon Conga, Butters, both battling it out. Oh, here comes Butter. He's going to squeeze Marlon Conga out just a little bit. Marlon Conga backs out. He's going going to probably wait it out as they come through here. A lot of close battling. Everybody freight training through everybody. Hockey Hessen Rhodes battling it out. Ooh, Hockey Hessen moves it out a little bit. A little bit of tapping. He's trying to work something out as John Wick is now moving it up. Like we're not dives in the pits. Hockey Hessen making his move on John Wick. Like we're not serving his drive-through penalty for the jump start. Both Ferraris trying to make their move. Butters and Marlon Conga still battling out. We're going to jump over here. Looks like Mitch is possibly looking on the inside. He doesn't. He checks up right behind them as they go through. Here's the issue that we were talking pre-race with the Red Bull drivers is, you have SF1 Rhodes. He's on the medium compound tires. He's looking fast. Mitch is on the hard compound tires. Is Mitch going to try to play to the team strategy? Let his teammate hide. As Wrathful is looking outside in that racing point here on the medium compound tires as well. As they come through here at the start of lap 2 out of 27. As they go through, Butters is now stretched to 4/10 from Marlon Conga. Marlon's going to have to start defending as the two Red Bull duos are definitely trying to chase them down to take the lead of this race. See where we got a lot of battles. Hockey Hessen, John Wick, as they go through the fast right-hander up to the parabolic. We have a yellow sector 3. Looks like Run the Jewels lost it a little bit.
Oh yes, unfortunately in the wall there. Couldn't tell exactly what happened.
Car. Ooh, this is definitely gonna, spice things up a little bit for the drivers that are.
Now, if I'm Butters here, I go pit, and he does.
Butters dives in the pits. Ooh, Henchman gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. Wrathful pits. Very interesting, as we have a lot of drivers pitting. We have Wrathful pitting, Butters pitting, John Wick's pitting, Loki's pitting.
I'm Butters here. I honestly put on a fresh set of the softs.
Let's see where we are at. Butters. He jumps right back on the soft compound tires. Now this is definitely going to help out the constructors with the Red Bull. They're sitting 2 and 3, one on hard, one on mediums. But we also have both Ferrari teammates, Hockey Hessen ER10. They're sitting 4th and 5th. They're both on medium compound tires. That's going to help stretch out their tires, which is also, this isn't helping Mitch in his strategy of trying to stretch out those hard compound tires with all these drivers. Trying to take advantage of the tire wear as they go through, as we are lap 3 out of 27. Now, Toxin, tier 2, we had a lot of safety cars. We had a lot of virtual safety cars in France due to the rain. Now, the question is as a driver, and you're sitting under the safety car here, you're in lean, you're in run. I mean, if you have a teammate, let's talk about the Red Bull teams here of Mitch and SF1 Rhodes. One's on hards, one's on medium. What's going on in your head when you know you have a teammate that's right there and you're trying to stretch out your tires, but the safety car is not helping? It's not helping you because now your teammates saving your tires. What's going on in your head during this?
Right here, yeah, this is definitely like you say, yeah, it's a kind of tough call. Rhodes definitely gonna be able to stretch those a little bit longer now, but Mitch should be able to go just enough farther than him still. At this point, it's just gonna come down to, honestly, possibly, if they get enough, Mitch could be able to go to the softs, which would just give him an outright insane extra pace at the end of the race, but depends on how many we get here. Like right now, he's definitely still looking for that, average hard to medium strat. Maybe about 2-3 laps, maybe 4 laps past Rhodes there, but I feel like the safety car this early on doesn't really change too much.
Looks like we have a little bit of a few issues towards the backfield with some of the drivers driving under the safety car. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of damage that's happening to everybody. Looks like we have Slingshot gets a 5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Let's see, we got Wrathful gets a 5-second time. Jules did not crash out.
Yeah, I think I think it was just how he backed up onto the track right there after he did crash and decided to call it the safety car. Usually not a thing that happens too much here in F1 2019, but definitely a possibility. Most people would expect a VSC there, but you know, with the latest update, anything's possible with the safety car.
Very true, very true. Let's see what we have here. Definitely, you know, this track is one of those tracks where you don't get a whole lot of penalties, you know, but the penalties definitely, you know, happen randomly, and it's definitely interesting to see how that affects a lot of these drivers towards the end of the race. You know, as we start seeing a few of the penalties pile in, the you know, the 5 seconds, you know, for exceeding track limits under the safety car. You know, we have the safety car is in this lap, so looks like these drivers will be limited on throttle to allow the safety car to make its way in. As we get started here at the start of the race, definitely see if Marlon Conga can get a little bit of a pull and a little bit of a distance from these two Red Bull duos and allow the Ferrari drivers to take the battle to him, so he can kind of pull a little bit of a gap. So we'll see as they come through here. Turn 12.
Now, if I'm Mitch here, I feel like I honestly might want to let Rhodes by. I feel like they
allow
can
allow his teammate to take the fight. You know, try to stretch those compound tires out a little bit more.
Especially if he can get a good jump and follow him through.
Here they come through onto the main straight. Marlon Conga gets an amazing jump on Mitch, 7/10 as he pulls away best that he can. SF1 Rhodes drops back a little bit to his teammate on the hard compound tires, looking like Mitch is running a lower downforce setup than his teammate SF1 Rhodes. As Hockey has managed to pull from his teammate to 1.1 seconds to ER10. And the other Ferrari, which is now he's going to fall back into the battle with Slingshot sitting 6th, and also BRL Henchman who's 7th. Methods is still on those soft compound tires. He stayed out 4 laps soft.
Unfortunately, Canada King goes around. He got together with John Wick there. Not sure exactly what happened.
Butters making his move on Rock Lobster on those fresher soft compound tires. Right now, the closest battle we have is Henchman to Slingshot. That's 5/10. Ooh, we got Loki. He's 3/10 back from John Wick. He's on those medium compound tires. Is he going to try to make something stick here? Coming up to the fast right-hand turn up before the Parabolica. See, is he going to make a move on the inside? He's not. He's going to check up right behind him. We have a yellow set. Methods has retired from the session. Now, is that going to pull out a safety car, though? Are we? Oh, we have a virtual safety car.
Unfortunate for Methods there. Got on the race a little late, you know, not working with this full setup or anything, but he was looking like he was having actually a decent race there. Had to see him go so early on.
What a shame on him, but now this is definitely going to start changing up a lot of things for these drivers, like we talked about with the tire strategy. You know, from a safety car now to a virtual safety car, just constantly. Ooh, looks like the virtual safety car is gone, and we are back to racing. As Marlon Conga is now 8/10 ahead of Mitch. Mitch is 7/10 ahead of his teammate. With Hockey has 7/10 behind Rhodes and ER10 6/10 behind him. Looks like some of the drivers are now starting to space out there where they're at out on track. It's where we have John Wick is making the move on the inside of Rock Lobster down the back straight here. Coming up to the bus stop chicane. Loki's trying to possibly make something stick. Does he make it stick on the inside of Rock Lobster? He does. He's going to try to use the toe of John Wick to move up this field.
And Rathfull's also going to capitalize. Gets a nice run through the little right-left there onto the straight, and somehow gets good enough run to get past the Rock Lobster as well.
Good to see him moving up as he's trying to sitting 6th in the championship series with 45 points, just ahead of Like Me or Not by 1 point. The championship standing. Hopefully he can catch up to Like Me or Not and keep the battle going. See as we go through, ER10 has closed the gap to his teammate to 0.4 seconds. DRS is now enabled. Butters sets the new fast lap to a 1:37.6. We go through, Marlon Conga is starting to try to separate himself from Mitch. He's about a second around there. If he can pull a little, about a tenth or two more, it can help him out in the long run, so he doesn't have to worry about DRS. See what we have here. We have a battle for 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th with ER10 taking the fight to his teammate, with BRL Henchman trying to chase down Slingshot. Follow with ER10. Is he going to try something or is he not? He's not. Jump back down here with Henchman. He checks up right behind Slingshot. Slingshot, the Mercedes, who's sitting 6th place overall. John Wick making a move to Loki. He's defending, but Wrathful's looking right behind him. These drivers definitely looking racy. Something may happen. John Wick behind Loki here as they come up to the fast right-hander. Aki Hess and ER10 definitely battling it out. We're going to jump up with them. It's the two Ferrari duo. We're going to have to try to figure out who's the faster driver and possibly let one of them by, or are they just going to battle it out with each other? This could help them out, but this also could hurt them as teammates. As Mitch is now starting to come into his place, Henchman dives in the pits. He gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Mitch now 2/10 back from Marlon Conga. He sets the new fast lap at a 1:35.7 on hard compound tires.
Yeah, with the DRS, he was really pushing that lap, trying to close the gap on Conga. He's done a lot of that. SF1 Roads staying within the DRS as well, and I think he's really stringing along with his teammate. This could really go for Red Bull today at France.
Oh, I completely agree with you, as he is in the overtake mode. DRS is open. He's trying to make something happen. Down into the bus stop chicane to go. Oh, we have a battle, Like Me or Not, making the move on Butters. Butters looks to possibly go on the inside of him, but he cannot make it stick. Like Me or Not gets past Butters here. See as we go through the grid. Butters still 4/10 back from Like Me or Not as they go through here up to the Parabolica corner. Trying to make those soft compound tires stretch as much as he possibly can. 5-lap olds. Probably going to be falling off his Henchman. Moves up ahead of Canada King for 14th. Mitch still 4/10 back from Marlon Conga. Ferrari duo trying to do what they can to move up the grid. They've fallen back 2.3 seconds to the Red Bull duo as they're trying to chase down the leader of Marlon Conga. Slingshot about 4.5 seconds back from Hockey Hess of 5th place, as Like Me or Not is now looking at possibly making a move on Slingshot and sliding him up to 6th place. It's a nice run.
I'm the Ferraris here. I feel like they should kind of DRS up with each other and see if they can pull in the gap just enough. If they can get that under a second and they can both have DRS, I think they can really close it on the Red Bulls and make this an interesting top 5 for the podium.
I completely agree with you. Or they could possibly try maybe, tossing things up, trying to figure out, a good undercut strategy or overcut strategy, with these Red Bull duo as they're, trying to take the fight to Marlon Conga. As we have Like Me or Not, he's about a 10th back. He's looking on the inside of Slingshot. Oh, nope, he backed out of it. He didn't want to try to risk anything in the fast right-hander. See as they go through, he looks up. He's going to try to get a run up to him onto this hairpin piece. Does he make it on the... Nope, checks up right behind him. Nice, clean, safe driving. Try not to risk anything. That's what we like to see. Nobody trying to, risk a maneuver that's going to ruin both drivers' race. Definitely a lot of clean drivers with this class that we have. DRS is open. He gets a nice run up to turn 1. He does. Hockey S gets a 3-second time penalty. Ooh, Mike Mirnak gets a little wiggly coming out of turn 2. Mitch now 3/10 back from Marlon Conga. Henchman disqualified for ignoring the drive-through.
Wow.
What a shame for Henchman.
How unfortunate, yeah.
He was still in the fight for possibly, running on a different strategy based on what could possibly happen. We have Hockey Hess. He's still 3/10 back from his teammates sitting in 5th. As we jump up to Mitch, he's still 2/10 back from Marlon Kanye. He's just waiting it out to see what happens. The question is the dirty air affecting his tires? We know that the hard compound tires can go longer, but with Franson, you're constantly sitting back behind the drivers. Can it make a huge effect? Both Ferrari drivers, they've still kept that gap to 2.9 seconds back behind the Red Bull duo. Rhodes has fallen back to a whole second. Mitch is trying everything.
He actually just reeled him back in right there. Just within the DRS. If he can hold it through this first sector and get it on the next straight, I definitely think he can reel him right back in and make this back to a 3-car race for the win.
Butters dives in the pits. He gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. With that short entry, that's something that we totally forgot as these drivers are battling it out, and they dive into the pits, you may accidentally go into the pits, misjudge your braking, and then accidentally tap someone going into the pits, and you partially lose your wing. So now you're fixing your wing. You weren't even expected to fix your wing. Let's run the Jules. He's 3/10 back. Mitch looks up on the inside of Marlon Kanga. Is he going to make it stick as they go into turn 8? He does. Marlon Kanga gives him the space. He's going to try to make the run on him coming out of turn 9. As they go through, Mitch gets about 4/10 of a gap. Canada can get a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Let's see what they do. We're lap 11 out of 27 in this race. Rhodes is 1.6 seconds back. Hockey has still 2/10 back behind ER10 Motorsports, his teammate. Loki 1/10 back from Mike Mirnat. We're going to jump down with them. Loki.
Oh, Mitch does take the lead. I didn't even see that.
Will Loki, he's got two lap newer medium compound tires compared to light Mirnat. See what happens. Can he take the battle to light Mirnat? Jules makes the move on Wrathful. That's going to move Jules in the 10th place. Hockey has still a 10th back from his teammate. These drivers need to figure out what they want to do, especially with the Ferrari duo so close to each other. Looks like ER10 has closed in the gap to SF1 Rhodes to about 1.6 seconds. He's taking about a second out of the Red Bull. Looks like SF1 Rhodes is falling back. Loki gets a 3-second time penalty. This is where a lot of the drivers need to figure out what their strategy is going to be as they are starting to reach this halfway point. And the drivers, looks like Hockey has looked at like he wanted to go on the inside, but backed out. Didn't want to take his teammate out. Go through turn 9 and 10.
I'm not sure exactly what the strategy here is for the Ferraris, but right now I feel like it's whoever makes it to the pit lane first here at the end of this lap should definitely pit, and then the other one should follow next lap.
Looks like Marlon Conga is trying to make something happen on Mitch. He was trying something down on the inside and through the parabolica, but backed out of it. Didn't want to risk anything. His tires are now 11 laps old. He still stays out here. Lap 12 out of 27. I believe the strategy is if you start on the medium compound, Hockey Hess dives into the pits. His teammate stays out. So that's definitely
Instead of the
see
front
that.
runner was the back runner, but I figured one of them was going to go for the undercut.
Yep, here they go, hard compound tires. They come out. It's going to see where he's going to slot out. He's probably going to be in 8th place when he slots out.
About 11th, 12th area.
11th or 12th. I forgot how long the France pit lane is. Wrathful gets a 3-second time penalty. Jump over, back up. Marlon Conga's 2/10 back from Mitch. He's got DRS open. He makes
Let's have a nice run
inside. The match break. He makes
Mitch honestly not doing really much to defend.
He probably knows, hey, you know, my tires can go longer. There's no reason for me to take the battle and the fight to him. I can just sit back here as much as I want. As SF1 Road.
I definitely think right now, Conga, if he goes into the pits here, Mitch is going to push super hard these next 2 laps, and just Conga's going to lose a lot of time. It's just going to be really good to see exactly where Mitch comes out when he gets to his pit stop.
Very true. Mitch does have 48% of his ERS. He is on low though, but the problem is like if he utilizes it by turning it up against Marlon Conga on the next few laps, if he doesn't try to get like a good amount of percentage, he may accidentally burn out all of his ERS before he makes it around, you know what I mean, before he needs to pit, which is, you know, definitely going to help out Marlon Conga as he has got 35%. He's on 0, so he's not wasting it. So both drivers, looks like they're trying to figure that out as Mitch has 54%. Rhodes has 36%. He's on the outside looking in. We go through closest battle. John Wick gets a 3-second time penalty. Wrathful is sitting 10th, right behind Jules. Both 9th and 10th looking behind John Wick, possibly trying to see if they can make something happen here. That's the battle for 8th is one of the closest battles we have other than the 2 front runners, which Mitch has now fallen 6/10 back from Marlon Conga. Wrathful's falling back a little bit here. Jules is starting to possibly get a run on John Wick. Definitely keep an eye on that as they go through. Now we're lap 14 out of 27. A lot of these drivers are definitely going to start cycling their way through into the pits. Most of these hard compound tire drivers are going to start slotting up. Looks like the front runners are staying out some more. Looks like we have Like Me or Not, he dives into the pits. He gets a 5-second time penalty.
And Shaft follows him in. Really intrigued to see exactly what Honky House is doing here. See the difference in pace here.
Looks like he went to hard. City Shot went to hard. Doesn't look like Honky House is the new fastest lap to 1:35.6 for the Ferrari team. Very interesting. I thought maybe someone possibly could have tried, possibly wanted to do the 2-stop strategy. Maybe. Mitch gets a 3-second time penalty. That is definitely going to be an interesting one to see how that plays out. Wrathful's 4/10 back behind Jules. He's sitting 8th. You know, penalties are definitely going to be a thing. We talked about that as well. Especially with, you know, Mitch sitting back behind Marlon Conga, just letting everything kind of stretch out and go. Mitch 2/10 back, doesn't make it stick. 78%. Marlon Conga's at 46%.
Went ahead and checked the penalties there. Marlon Conga only having 1 warning, so looking really good for him. Mitch, unfortunately, getting that penalty could definitely come as a big factor at the end of the race.
Very, very, very true. As ER10 dives into the pits for the Ferrari team, he's about 2.7 seconds behind SF1 Rhodes. He's going to dive on. He's going to
really want to see where he comes out compared to his teammate.
Still right behind Marlon Conga. Mitch is slapping his car into overtake. See what he can do. He's looking at something. He gets a run on him. Is he going to make it stick? Down to the inside he goes. Oh, they go side by side. Oh, Mitch loses it a little bit. Marlon Conga keeps his position as they come out of the bus stop chicane. They go on the back straight. Mitch still in overtake mode. He's chasing down Marlon Conga.
From the Jules with an enormous run on John Wick coming into the end of the bus stop chicane as well, going around the outside. Can he make it stick?
No,
he
has
better
to
of it.
bail out. Tries to avoid the time penalty. That's going to give Wrathful a chance to close in a little bit of the gap to Jules because Jules has to fall back a little bit. So we are now lap 16 out of 27. A lot of these drivers. Mitch is in the pits. This is interesting. Mitch on the hard compound tires. He's diving into the pits.
Could be an enormous undercut. He could definitely make this work. His pace has been great. I'm sure his tire wear has been fantastic. I think just taking the chance on this undercut could really work out for him. He's definitely going to be faster than these hard compound runners. And I'm also very surprised to see SF1 Rhodes and Marlon Conga still out on their mediums.
See, Mitch is, where is he going to come out? He's coming out right in 7th, right behind Wrathful. Mitch is on the new set of medium compound tires, so he's set to go. Now the question is when is Marlon Conga and when is SF1 Rhodes going to pit? Loki has managed to get himself back up to 3rd in this race with 10 laps to go. With John Wick, he is sitting 4th. He's 11.9 seconds back from 3rd. Jules trying to make something happen. He gets 3 tenths back. He's making the move on the inside. Can he make it stick? He does. Down into turn 8 he goes. Through the bus stop chicane. John Wick doesn't look like he's got much of a run on him. Mitch gets past Wrathful. John Wick still 2 tenths back.
Conga gets a little wide going into pit lane, but does get in there, and unfortunately speeds. Now that's going to come into a huge factor.
Yes, it is, but Mitch with his 3-second time penalty, Marlon Conga with his 5-second time penalty. SF1 Rhodes stays out. He has 9% ERS, and he is on high right now. So the question is he can't. Marlon Conga goes to a soft compound tires. A lot of different strategy we've seen here. Benjamin has left the session. John Wick a 10th back. Ooh, as Mitch gets the undercut of Marlon Conga. ER10 Motors. Ooh, we have a little bit of a bump in between Marlon Conga and John Wick. Marlon Conga gets past him. Marlon Conga 4 tenths back for Mitch. Marlon Conga really has to push. Now Jules is in front of Mitch. Jules moves possibly defend on the inside. Marlon Conga gets a run on his teammate. Oh, Jules pushes a little bit of Mitch. There's a big accident. There's a mild accident between both of the drivers. Jules definitely going on a very defensive manner behind Mitch and Marlon Conga. Squeezing Mitch out to help his teammate out. That's definitely going to be an interesting one.
Definitely a team move there. And then Conga did get a 3-second time penalty while going for that move, but Mitch just gets another one. So they're back to square one, 2-second difference on penalties. Mitch just needs to keep it calm, I think, try and stick with as much as he can. Conga's tires are going to be falling off right here at the end of the race, and man, this is going to end up being a nail biter, I think.
Yeah, Marlon Conga, he's in overtake right now with 13% left. He's definitely going to have to push as much as he can. We are 19 out of 27 here as we go through. Wrathful's 5 tenths back from John Wick. They're both on hard compound tires. They both still need to pit. I know they pitted under the safety car as they were going through. Hockey Hess gets a 3-second time penalty. The Ferrari duo are now sitting 8th and 9th right next to each other. But yeah, definitely that move there to help Marlon Conga is definitely going to be one of those controversial ones that we'll have to see what happens with the stewards, as Marlon Conga is just chewing up his ERS with 6% and he's on high. Mitch is 2.1 seconds back. He's on medium with 35% on the medium compound tires. Loki is now falling back 3.1 seconds to SF1 Rhodes. We have a yellow sector 2.
Oh,
looks like John
safety car.
Out.
Wow.
This is definitely...
This is going to shake things up way too much. SF1 Rhodes and Loki definitely diving straight into the pits onto the softs. They're going to be still P1, P2, I believe.
They probably will be. They dive into the pit. Rhodes definitely going slow, trying to avoid that time penalty. So we'll see how this really plays out here. We're going to have, see, they're in the pits. Marlon Conga's coming around through the hairpin. This is definitely going to help out Marlon Conga with his tire strategy. You know, as he has 0 ERS. He's now slotted into first. Mitch goes to second. As we also have Raffles in the pits, Jules is in the pits, Hockey is in the pits. The Ferraris are going to double stack it, but oh, what's going on? It looks like... Okay, there was a little bit of a double stack issue with the Ferraris. As we go through, everybody in the field is pitting. Looks like Slingshot is staying out, which is going to move him up to 6th. He's going to stay on his normal strategy. Canada King, he's most likely probably going to stay out. A lot of drivers jumping on the soft compound tires. We have Marlon Conga, he's on softs. Rhodes is on soft compound tires. Loki is on soft. Wrathful is on softs. Hockey Hess is on soft. Jules is on softs. Year 10 stays out on the medium compound tires with 7 laps to play. Lightning Nut is on soft. Rock Lobster's on mediums. So this is like we were talking about, you know, I mean, what's in your eyes, what's your strategy? We have Mitch here, he's in second place. He's on medium compound tires. Now you have,
and
you know, you have your team.
That's the unfortunate thing on...
Go ahead.
He had, like, honestly, in my opinion, the better strategy going in, and with this safety car, just keeping the tires nice and cool and not getting anywhere for Conga, and then SF1 Rhodes and Loki literally going to have practically no tire wear with 4 laps of just straight action, and Mitch is unfortunate, just probably going to get just outrun by these soft runners with the difference in pace. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a full defensive battle, but he's going to have to try and get the biggest jump that he can, and see if he can get Conga early on, and then he's going to have to hold off 3 really fast soft runners.
Completely agree with you as well. I mean, because Butters is on the hard compound tires. He's on 9-lap-old hards. But we've seen the pace that Wrathful and Hockey Hess have as Slingshot dives into the pits. Yep, here he goes. As Rock Lobster gets another 5-second time penalty. He's on older hard compound tires. He's got a whole stacked field right behind him on softs that are going to rush as fast as they possibly can. You know, it's if they all get past Butters and then everybody starts pushing, this may, you know, depending on how hard Mitch has to defend, this could bite him to where rather than having a podium spot, he may be, you know, further down the grid. You know, we've seen the Renault drivers clearly running a very defensive battle to help the constructors. As we have Marlon Conga, he's sitting 5th in the championship series right now with 62 points, with Wrathful right behind him with 45. White Meat, who is not racing with us today, he's got 62. So this will help him slot up with this win. If he can bring it home with a victory, this will slot him up to about 4th place in the championship series, which will help him out. Now we'll move the Renault team up to 3rd in the championship series. See what we have here. But definitely it's going to be interesting, Toxin, is, you know, how much has Marlon destroyed his tires, you know, in that early stint of him pushing to now being behind the safety car. We know it probably helped salvage a little bit of his tires, but I mean, how much is it going to be to where, as we have the safety cars in this lap, how much is it really going to affect him as we get close to getting started here?
Mitch really needs to get a good jump here. If he can follow through and just get a good slipstream on this first straight, it's going to be exactly what he needs.
Oh, Marlon Conga gets a nice pull on Mitch, trying to get as much separation as he possibly can. Marlon Conga is in overtake. He is pushing as hard as he possibly can. Mitch right behind him. SF1 Rhodes gets Loki down the main straight. He gets past Loki. Butters sitting there. SF1 Rhodes gets a 3-second time penalty, which is going to hurt him. Ooh. Looks like Butters is having a little bit of a ghosting issue as Wrathful swoops right behind Butters. Hockey Hess is trying to make the move as well. Looks like Jules, there's a little bit of tap between Jules. Hockey Hess gets a 3-second time penalty. Ferraris and the Renaults are trying to take the... Oh! Looks like Butters pushing really hard against Hockey Hess, trying to be really defensive as Hockey Hess goes up on the inside. Butters getting very defensive, closing the door on Hockey Hess as it's a battle for 6th place with Jules 1/10 back behind Hockey Hess, trying to make something happen. He looks like he doesn't... possibly had wing damage, but it doesn't look like it right now, as Hockey Hess makes the dive up on the inside of Butters through the Parabolica, getting past him on those soft compound tires, trying to pull away a little bit. Jules looking the outside in, ER10. The Ferraris are trying to make something happen. Jules kind of using a little bit more of the track to get past Butters. Butters defends on those hard compound tires with Jules. Jules having to bail out a little bit, taps him on the rear. Marlon Conga sets a new fast lap. Now gets beaten out by SF1 Rhodes for the fastest lap, as Marlon Conga separates the gap to 6/10 on Mitch, with SF1 Rhodes 6/10 back from Mitch as well. Jules gets a 3-second time penalty. Also, Jules is still trying to make something happen with Butters here in this race. We have Mitch still 4/10 back from Marlon Conga with 4 laps to play, 23 out of 27. Like me or not, looking outside in, he's trying to make something happen with ER10 on the medium compound tires. Hockey Hess gets another 3-second. Right now, if none of the other drivers has a time penalty, that's going to drop Hockey Hess back. As Jules makes the inside of Butters, can he make it stick? Closing the door just a little bit. He makes it stick. Butters throws his car on the inside of turn 9, trying to take the fight back. Jules gets a better run as they come out. We have ER10 Motorsports. He's trying to make something happen. Butters goes on the... They go side by side, right next to each other. Nobody really hitting each other. Like me or not, trying to make something happen. Getting a run on Butters. He's on the inside of Butters. They get a little bit of a tap as they go through. Wrathful still sitting 5th, right behind Loki. Loki 4/10 back from SF1 Rhodes. As we have the drivers, they are freight training. Welcome to the 14 viewers that are watching. Thank you for following us. DRS is enabled. Like we're not going a little bit late on the brakes, trying to make something happen right behind Butters. Happening just a little bit as they come through down the main straightaway. And like me or not, make something stick. He's possibly going to have to bail out. He does. He checks up right behind him, tries to see if he can get the run out of turn 2. Looks like he possibly didn't. He had to bail out a little bit with the medium ERS as they go through. Down towards the end of sector 1. It's still 4/10 back from Marlon Conga with 3 laps to go, 24 out of 27. It's 4/10 back with SF1 Rhodes. Now 2/10 back from his teammate. We're going to jump over with SF1 Rhodes. Will SF1 Rhodes make a move on his teammate? The question is, will Mitch make a move and do something? Loki also...
Now just check off of penalties right now. Your potential winner with how everything runs is SF1 Rhodes based on penalties.
Like me or not, making it past Butters. He is down to 16% ERS. He needs to start pulling that gap from Butters. John Wick has left the session. Let's see as we go through ER10. It's 2/10 back from Jules. He's trying to make something happen there. 4/7 place. Right now, Hockey Hess is 1.4 seconds back from Rathel. Rathel 1.7 seconds back from Loki. The top 4 are less than 1.5 seconds separation between each other. We have 25 out of 27 to go as we at the French Grand Prix Tier 3 of BRL. ER10, 3/10 back. Can he make the run on Jules? Coming up here. Mitch is 3/10 back from Marlon Conga.
Gets a great run on the straight there. Conga got a little loose. He's going to have a great run here.
Conga defends on the inside, Mitch on the outside. Go down. Marlon Conga defends. Mitch has to bail out. He's going to try to see if he can make something happen coming out of this bus stop. But it doesn't look like he does. He's trying to utilize all the drafting that he can possibly get to get more speed out of it. Conga trying to make that car 3 cars wide as they go around this track here. Loki gets a 3-second time penalty. Rhodes outside looking in. At what point as a driver do you decide, Coxon, hey look, I have a chance of winning this? Do you try to push do you push even though that your teammate's in front of you?
Based on penalties, if he knows anything about the penalties here, I honestly just let Mitch do his thing. If he doesn't know the penalties, absolutely, you have definitely probably the best chance here. If you can just get a good run on any one of these DRS straights, I definitely think Rhodes can easily push for the win.
Go through. Mitch still 3/10 back. Rhodes 4/10 back from Mitch. All these cars freight training through the French Grand Prix through turn 3 and 4 up to 5 as they go through. Rathel gets a 3-second time penalty. Marlon Conga a little heavy on the brakes, misjudging it a little bit from the way it looks here. He gets a beautiful run coming out of the back straight. DRS is open. Marlon Conga, Mitch down on the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Rhodes right behind them, both DRS open. Late on the brakes, he does make it stick. Marlon Conga is trying to get the rerun back up in the Red Bull duo, make it 1 and 2. Will Rhodes make it happen? We have a battle for the top 3 spots with a battle of 5 and 6 with Hockey Hess right behind Rathel. Hockey Hess looking on the inside of Rathel. Rathel kind of closes the door just a little bit through this. They go through the Parabolica. Hockey has to bail out, run the Jules going on the outside of ER10 as they come through out of the Parabolica, giving Jules the better line. Jules hitting the front end of the Ferrari. Probably misjudged the distance that he had. He kind of backs out a little bit, lets ER10 through. Good driving there. We're going to jump over to Rhodes. He's 2/10 back behind Marlon Conga, getting the run. Both have DRS. Rhodes looks on the inside, checks up right behind him. SF1 Rhodes can get the run on Marlon Conga as they come through. Marlon Conga runs a little wide. Rhodes getting a good run on him. Loki now all over the back of SF1 Roads. Now SF1 Roads possibly is going to have to go into the defensive mode as Hockey has still right behind Rathel for the battle of 5th. There are battles all over this track. We also have a battle for 10th. Slingshot looking on the outside in, 6/10 back behind Butters. Came in and came
Here goes Rhodes.
Goes Rhodes, goes on the inside of Marlon Conga. See what happens. Side by side, each driver giving each other space, not being too overly aggressive. Very clean.
Very clean racing.
Very. Now Loki looking on the outside end. Marlon Conga still trying to see if he can make something happen. He goes on the inside of SF1 Roads. He checks up right behind him, trying to get the run. We have a yellow sector 2. It's like Rock Lobster falling back a little bit, like he may have had a spun. As they go through, Jules making the move on ER10 Motorsports. Here right now we have Red Bull 1 and 2 with Mitch and SF1 Roads. Marlon Conga 5/10 back from SF1 Roads with Loki possibly getting a podium.
Went on track from Mitch. I believe Rhodes will pass him, yes.
Oh, that's...
And Loki jumps to 3rd on penalties.
We have SF1 Roads winning the French Grand Prix with Mitch sitting 2nd, Loki sitting 3rd, Marlon Conga 4th, like me or not 5th. Wrathful is 6th place. ER10 Motorsports 7th. Hockey has 8th. As Butters serves a 5-second unserved time penalty. That's going to drop. And we have Jules 9th. Slingshot 10th. Butters 11th. Canada King is going to finish 13th. And I believe Rock Lobster is going to finish 12th. What an amazing race that we had here. What an amazing race that we had. Both myself and Toxin completely memorized, but just a lot of clean driving as we have SF1 Roads bringing the victory home for Red Bull Racing with his teammate Mitch in 2nd place, with Loki making it back from 7th to 3rd to finish 3rd on the podium. Marlon Conga falling back from the pole position to 4th. Like me or not, moving from 10th to 5th with no time penalties. Wrathful sitting 6th after starting 8th. ER10 starting 12th, making his way up to 7th. Hockey has starting 6th, falling back to 8th. Run the Jewel starting 9th, finishing 9th. Slingshot moving up 3 spots to 10th. Butters falling back from 2nd to 11th. Rock Lobster from 11th to 12th. Canada King 14 to 13th. And sad to see John Wick Methods and Henchman both falling out of the race. What a shame. We'll wait as this counts down. Who is your driver of the day today, Toxin?
Oh man. To be honest, I gotta give it to SF1 Rhodes, man. Honestly, just he kept his composure. I'm not sure if he knew about the penalties, but he kept his composure behind his teammate, and then hit a great run there at the very end to pass Conga. And honestly, he just tried to keep it as clean as he could. You know, especially with that last little bit of pit stops, like, you know, he stayed on those tires as long as he could, and that last safety car just worked so much in his favor. Go on the softs and just come out with that win.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Definitely driver of the day. I'm trying to get SF1 Roads into the party, but it will not let me. Where is Mitch? So we can do the interviews. We have Loki has joined the party. Try to get a lot of these drivers in here. We have Mitch. Invite to the party. Let's get SF1 Roads in here. Oh, there's Roads. Please, the top 3 finishers. Please check the check mark here so we can get all your audio. Have everybody here. Looks like we have everybody here. Welcome everybody. We'll We'll start with the third place finisher, MRC Loki. Looked like you had a little bit of a struggle through qualifying session. I was following through the chat. And also, looked like your race was one of those races where you're doing a battle through the whole midfield trying to see where you were going to come out. Were you expecting to finish on the podium here at France?
Not really. Yeah, I got screwed by the game. I let 3 guys pass on my outlap, and the game just said, nope, I give you next lap. I don't count next lap too. So I had to start on a hards where I have no pace at all. At the start, I got eaten by everyone. Then the safety car came out, and as soon as it came out, I just said, go off these tires. And then from the back, it was just a recovery drive in the end. And in the end, the safety car came out, what helped me a little bit. But there was no way getting past Rhodes. I think Mitch and Rhodes played together very well. Not sure if it was planned, but it looked like it at least. So good on them. Yeah, just a recovery drive. Then I made a stupid mistake and got another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, but in the end, it's an okay ending for me. And congrats to the winners.
Yes, but we have to say what a wonderful drive that you had. A lot of ups and downs, but you were still able to bring home the podium, which will still allow you to take the fight to Mitch, who is 1 point ahead of you as of right now until the points get updated in the championship standings. And on to the second place finisher, Mr. Mitch. Congratulations on second. You had a very tough battle with Marlon Conga sitting behind him on the hard compound tires. Talk us through your race. We were kind of intrigued. Toxin and I we were intrigued because, we thought you were going to try to stretch out your hard compound tires as far as you can go, but we kind of noticed you going on a different strategy and pitting early. Were you having issues with tire wear?
No, I wasn't having issues with tire wear. That was just the optimum lifespan of those mediums was about of those medium tires is about 12 to 13 laps. So I wanted to just come in early enough to where I could take advantage of those medium tires. I knew that the mediums would not fall off as quick as the softs, so I could have probably stretched them all the way out and switched to the softs, but I just felt like the mediums were fairly close in time, and it would just work out that way. And yeah, it was definitely a struggle there at the end, though.
Yeah, we were definitely worried. Watching as the everybody was diving in the pits on the last safety car. A lot of the drivers behind you switching up to soft compound tires. Definitely, what an amazing battle that you had. You definitely showcased your own, especially battling it out and on the medium compound tires and not getting eaten up by the drivers. And now to the first place finisher. I'm going to let Toxin, the new person in the booth, take the winning driver of the French Grand Prix.
All right, Rhodes. So yeah, just that's that last safety car, man. How'd you feel when that came out, man?
My goal was, to be honest, when I saw my tire wear, I was always going to take it. I was originally going to go to the hard compound, but being so far, and I saw Mitch dive in, and I looked at my tire wear, it was only like 45%. I decided that I was going to stretch them and try to go to the soft towards the end. It was just out of sheer luck that safety car came out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we saw that you guys were both. I believe it was you and I want to say Loki as well. Yeah, you guys were both going really far on those mediums, and yeah, definitely that safety car. When we saw that come out, we were like, oh, like gonna get crazy between the top four, and just
It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, but it was good to see you come out with the win, man.
Really, if you don't mind.
Not at all, man.
Loki,
no, definitely.
Mitch, Marlon, that was one hell of a race.
Absolutely. Fantastic one to watch.
All three of you guys deserve that. It's not just me.
Absolutely,
was
you guys
an
all had
awesome
a
race.
great race, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate to see on on penalties for Mitch come out in P2, but just great overall race from all you guys. We appreciate you guys racing hard and clean like that.
Yes, thank you for the top 3 finishers here at the French Grand Prix for Tier 3. And we will be having a break next week for the BRL series, so we will be back in 2 weeks, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, as we get started for, I believe it is Austria that we race in. Yes, it is the Austrian Grand Prix. Please tune in, everybody, and watch some of the fastest drivers here we have and some of the cleanest drivers that we have as well. Thank you again